It's time for Wrestling for the Culture, where we take a look inside to see what the wrestlers of color have been doing this week. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of Wrestling for the Culture. I am your host, Brian H. Waters. So, before we get started, you know you got to follow us at Brian H. Waters, that's me, and of course, my brother, my tag team partner, the real Dwayne Allen, at Dwayne Allen 24. And while you're doing that, make sure you're following the Wrestling Wrealm at Wrestling Wrealm on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, we're on Facebook. We was there first, probably, but join the Facebook group. Go to the Facebook fan page, search The Wrestling Wrealm, and once you get there, you will also find a link to the group. And then once you've done that, get on over to YouTube. Follow us right there. Hit the subscribe button. Then go to Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, Anchor. You name it, we're there. Follow us, especially on Anchor. If you know what, you like this content, you say, guess what, I want to make a donation. Feel free to do so by going right there. So let's get ready to get started. As you know, folks, it is Black History Month, where, you know, we celebrate the history of African Americans, Black people, Negroes, colored folks, whichever way that, you know, people of color of the African who arrived to America, of the African diaspora, would like to refer to themselves. Me, I personally, I'm not ashamed to say I'm Black. I know a lot of people use the term African American. Nonetheless, it's at Black History Month. That's the official term. And WWE did a special photo shoot. Obviously, we all know there's a lot of Black wrestlers on the roster. And, you know, there's always the debate. How come there's never been a 100% African American WWE champion? We do know that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is half Black, half Samoan. He even put on his Instagram that he's Blamoan. And he said he refers to himself as a person of color because he doesn't want to disrespect either heritage. Some people like it, some people don't. Guess what? It's not up to me to decide. I'm not, you know, that's not my growing up. Either way, he's still a minority. But some people don't like it. Nonetheless, that's a conversation for a different day, which the real Dwayne Allen and I will have right here on the Wrestling Wrealm. So right here you see Bianca Belair and her husband Montez Ford. I'm sorry I can't zoom in, but you know where to find these pictures, courtesy of WWE.com, where they did the photo shoot. And you know, they had a lot of iconic figures, including Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Michael Jackson on their gear. But then we saw the New Day and Naomi, you know, that they all had the photo shoot. I'm assuming around the same time. They all had a similar background. You see Alicia Fox there. You know, she's the first African American Divas champion. People may not realize that, but yes, she was the first one. I'm not even going to try to say the year, but moving on. Apollo Crews, a guy that many people feel has a lot of potential. Some people say small, but you know, maybe me personally, I think he needs a little bit more personality. I want to see that. Then there's Bobby Lashley. This is the guy, folks. A lot of people are saying he should be WWE Universal Champion. And guess what? People will still argue, but he didn't win the WWE Championship. Well, you know, but then we have two guys right here who just mean so much to the community. And that's Titus O'Neil and the legend, the WWE Hall of Famer, Booker T. Booker T is a guy who's given so much to this business. Ron Simmons was the first African American WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Booker T was the best WCW, the 5 times WCW World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. When they changed the title, it was still the big goal. And many people say, well, he should have been WWE Champion. Maybe so. But a lot of people, I'm not sure if a lot of people really understand what he means. I mean, we give credit to Ron Simmons, but to me, Booker T is the standard, folks. And that's just my opinion. I love him. Just everything's done for the business as far as open up his own school, and then he has his own Reality of Wrestling, or The Row. check that out. You can see a lot of young and up and coming talent. The Usos, Ember Moon, 2 names who was down there. Kiera Hogan, that's where I first discovered her before we started working together. And actually, I'm gonna give credit. The real Dwayne Allen said, check out this girl named Kiera Hogan, and I checked out, and then, she's been on here on the Wrestling Wrealm. Make sure you check out the interview. So, but Booker gives so much for this business. So, he's a legend. There's Cedric Alexander, the first African American singles star to win a championship at WrestleMania. That was at WrestleMania 34. A lot of people have an issue with that. Why did it take so long? Maybe I'll get into it in WrestleMania season. And one person that I would love for you guys to hear from is my brother Corey from the Wrestling Martial Excellence. Why? Because Corey's probably the only black person I know who never had a problem with Booker T losing to Triple H. And you gotta hear his reasoning. I promise you, I can't even say that. I know for me, it made me look at it different. But Cedric Alexander was the first black singles male, make sure I get it, singles male to win a championship at WrestleMania. Then there's Lio Rush, a guy who's coming. Lio Rush from Washington, D.C., a guy who has so much personality. Did he bounce back from the blunder he had on Twitter a few months ago? And now, I know there's rumors or something said that he was calling a guy autistic and he was money-tistic. I don't know. But Leo, if he keeps his head on straight, he's somebody. I'm very interested to see how the WWE is moving forward. Then there's Naomi. We see the dancing, we see the glow. Naomi's the first African American to win a championship at WrestleMania. I'm not sure, because I'm thinking that Booker T and like RVD or Goldust might win, but I put it like this: he's the first African American single star to win a championship at WrestleMania 33, which I'm happy to say I was there. It definitely drew a tear from me just to see Naomi have that moment right there in her hometown of Orlando after battling back. She had won the title at the Elimination Chamber, which I was not happy about because I wanted her to have this moment, but it made for a better story because she won the title, had to vacate the title due to injury. Alexa Bliss will win it back, but then Naomi will show up at WrestleMania and win all of it. And then there's R-Truth, former NWA champion, the current United States champion. R-Truth is a guy who, when he first came, I was like, he'll probably be in and out, but this guy's been around forever, so shout out to him. And it's Shelton Benjamin, former tag team champion, former intercontinental champion. Let's be honest, if he had a little bit more personality, he probably would have been the WWE champion. Could have been, but you can't teach that. And then, so that's we're going to round out the photo shoot. Now, you see Mark Henry on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, and you're like, what did Mark Henry do now? Well, guess what, folks? He signed he's got a new job in the WWE. He said he's not a guy big on titles, but his job is to basically bring back some respected order in the locker room. So he just doesn't like the way things are going. And said Vince isn't really happy. You got guys leaving early, guys showing up late, just being very disrespectful. Somebody said, it's not my job to clean. So he's like, nah, you know what? We're going to fix that. So he says, look, we didn't do things like that when I was here. And, he came up at a time where it was harder for wrestlers to get rental cars because the car company was like, I don't want the wrestlers tearing up my car. They coming from the new generation era beforehand and the golden era where the guys was just ruthless. So then, guys like Mark Henry, The Rock, Steve Austin, these guys had to kind of reprogram these companies to understand, look, okay, wrestlers are cool. Wrestlers can handle it. And he says he is not going to let all that hard work go down the drain. He said this is no locker room leaders. Roman was the guy, but we know where Roman's situation is right now. And as I always say, our prayers go out for him. John Cena said never he was, but he wasn't that guy. He tell guys, all right, y'all, come on, it looks like a pigsty in there. But John Cena had his own bus. The Undertaker's not there to police the locker room. Big Show's not there. So that's the thing. It's going to be really cool to see what Mark Henry does in this new position. All right, so let's move on. Halftime heat. We saw the Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, and Aleister Black victorious as they defeated Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Adam Cole, baby. So congratulations to them. I mean, the Super Bowl absolutely sucked. And this, I didn't watch the halftime show because halftime heat was on. Did you think I was going to watch the Super Bowl? Please. So, but then this past week on NXT, Velveteen Dream made it known he's challenging Johnny Gargano for the I almost called it the United States, the North American Championship. So we saw videos, we saw images of Dream winning the title, but then it looked like it was a reversal decision. Who knows? Can't wait to see what happens. I do think he's next in line. So let's move on to Monday Night Raw, where Sasha and Bayley, the Boss and Hug Connection, have earned their spot to go to the Elimination Chamber after they defeated Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox. So congratulations to the Boss and Hug Connection. They are, in my opinion, the heavily favorites to win the tag team titles. Another team added, Naomi and Carmella. They've been added to the match. So SmackDown, if you've been paying attention, has just been adding folks. Where Raw, they had to kind of compete, but Raw has a bigger roster, folks. But we knew Naomi would be in there. I kind of thought they was going to go the Lana route because I've seen them team up on house shows. But it makes sense. Go Carmella. Lana's going to be involved with Rusev and Shinsuke or whatever's going on over there. This right here just makes total sense. And Naomi and Mandy Rose. So, Mandy Rose, once again, this past week on SmackDown, got the best of Naomi. And it was because it was it was a triple threat tag team match. You had Naomi and Carmella, you had the Iconics, and then you had what they call themselves, Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And so if you watched the match, you saw Naomi finally gets her chance to get after Mandy Rose, but then Peyton Royce gets involved. And then that was just a distraction for Mandy to hit her finisher and get the win. But I can't wait because Naomi's coming for her. And then if you've been paying attention, they still been trading jabs on Twitter. And Naomi's kind of got her hands on her a little bit here and there. So, but let's move on to NXT as Bianca Belair was victorious. Her, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane defeated the three of the four horsewomen of MMA, that is Shayna Baszler, Jessamyn Duke, and Marina Shafir. So congratulations to them. So let's move on to the indies, folks. So we had Jay Lethal making history. Congratulations to him. Broke the record for the most combined days as Ring of Honor World Champion. Over 646 days. What a way to celebrate Black History Month with a black man having the title that long. So, Brandi Rhodes has just made history in AEW as she has introduced the first transgendered superstar to be signed to a major company, and that is Nyla Rose. And then she also brought on, she also brought on Sonny Kiss, which, he's represents the I'm sorry, I got the words wrong. Represents the gay community. I apologize, I might have mixed the letters up. So Sonny Kiss and Nyla Rose, like Brandi Rhodes says, everybody getting a chance, no matter who you are, just as long as it makes sense. And if you've been watching these two individuals, they can go. They can definitely go in the ring. Sonny Kiss is one of the best out there. He's a former Capital Wrestling heavyweight champion. So congratulations to them. I'm very happy for them. Looking to see more out of them. So, and then immediately with Nyla Rose, we're getting a match as she confronted her name. She confronted Kylie Ray. Make sure she confronted Kylie Ray, and they will be squaring off at Double or Nothing. So moving on, congratulations to Ariela Nyx. She continues to add more championships to her name. This one, let me make sure I got this right. It's written on my sheet, but I do not want to do her a disservice because she will come after me. But we all know she is what they say, the answer to your prayers. But she is the new Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. So last week she successfully defended the Capital Wrestling Women's Championship. This week she wins the Victory Pro Wrestling Championship, and on Sunday she won another match. So she's just winning all the way through. Moving on, we have at this past week Shakara's National Wrestling Day. We have the team of Willow Nightingale and Solo Darling, also known as the Bird and Bee, victorious after defeating Los Ice Creams, the Colony, and in an elimination match. I believe there's another team in there. My Google sheet wants to act crazy, but nonetheless, they were victorious. So congratulations to Willow Nightingale and Solo Darling. The man, the myth, the legend, Jackson Castle was victorious this past week. I spoke to him and he said he was victorious, and as he successfully defended his Georgia Premier Wrestling Southern States Heavyweight Championship against KOD Tim Miller. Make sure you follow him at the hybrid at the_hybrid_ Jackson JAXSON_ Castle. So follow him on Instagram. He has some clips from his match. This past week on Impact, we saw Kiera Hogan defeating her former friend Allie. Oh man, who would have ever thought it would come down to this? These two on the opposite sides, but Kiera was victorious. And then moving back to the Indies, where Tahir, James, and Damaris defeated Adriana and Havoc. So I believe this match, I saw it advertised, it was Damaris versus Adriana, but nonetheless it became a tag team match, I'm assuming. They'll correct me if it wasn't, but they won. And as they've said, when the Eagles and the Patriots fans team up, it's nothing but wins. So I can't stand those Patriots. Moving on, a big win for Willie Mack and Rich Swann as they defeated OVE, the Chris brothers, Jake and Dave Chris. And then Jocelyn Navarro this past weekend. She was busy. Also, she competed for the Mega Championship at a tattoo convention. But she, in this picture right here, defeated, I just had the name, Shauna Reed. So congratulations to her. As you can see a full picture of her on your screen. And then Mr. TV Ready himself, Black Jeans, retains his championship. Let me make sure I got the title right. He retained his Super Crazy Wrestling Championship this past week as he defeated Darian Hardaway. Wow, I'm having a tough time here. So I got multiple screens up, ladies and gentlemen. So that's where that's all coming from. But congratulations to G's. Like I said, TV Ready. You should know who he is. If you're not, then you're sleeping under a corner. But yeah, he's the Super Crazy Undisputed Heavyweight Champion. So they had a match, as it's called, at Macon Towns. I shouldn't say they had a match. Macon Towns had a show called February Farkas. And when I tell you the sisters put on for the culture, you had Savannah Evans, Nina Monet, Aja Pereira, Ruthless Lala, Ravina Zen, all making their presence known. Now, they all wasn't victorious. I do know Savannah Evans was victorious in her match, and she put a brutal beatdown on somebody. And I do know that Ruthless Lala showed that she is ruthless, as there was some clips of her putting a brutal beatdown on her opponent. But I saw a clip of Aja Pereira, kind of getting with somebody like, look, y'all ain't taking nothing from me. So these women, look out for them. WWE, NXT, AEW, they're going to be some impact. They're going to be somewhere, folks. So that'll do it as I rounded out the independent wrestling section. Now it's time for Black Wrestling Alliance to present us with some new champions. So if you're not, make sure you're following the Black Wrestling Alliance at Black Wrestling Alliance on Instagram. Also like the fan page, and make sure you follow it at Twitter at Black Wrestling A. So make sure you check out the interview I did with the owner and CEO A Dazzle. Make sure you check that out. We had a good conversation on how the whole Black Wrestling Alliance Instagram got started and where it's at now. But let's get right into it. The MAC wins the Baltic Championships. The Baltic Championship Wrestling Champion. So congratulations to the MAC. He's the Baltic Champion. Baltic Championships Wrestling Champion. Heavyweight Champion, I'm assuming. Janai Kai becomes the new Real Pro Women's Champion. Keita Murray adds more gold to his resume, becoming the new PCW Inter-California Champion. Jermaine Dirty Money Robinson becomes a two-time Rage Warriors Champion. Annabelle Stackhouse wins the Dynamite of Divas Divas of Dynamite Divas Championship. Tyree Taylor becomes the new BWF Universal Champion. Justin Sane, as you can see if you're on YouTube, the only brother on there, becomes the new Alpha One Wrestling Outer Limits Champion. So that is the new champions presented by the Black Wrestling Alliance, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this episode of Wrestling for the Culture. Make sure you are tuned in and subscribed to the show. I try to get everybody involved. I try to make sure that I can get everybody's clips in. I do spend quite a bit of time on Saturdays and Sundays, and sometimes throughout the week, reaching out to wrestlers. But it's not like there's a home-centered base for all independent wrestler shows, and I want to make sure I can show everybody some love. So, if you can help out, make sure you submit Wrestling for the Culture stuff, whether you DM the Wrestling Realm or submit it at Wrestling Realm to WrestlingRealm@gmail.com or me at Mr. Main Event BWBDUB at gmail.com. So, but I want to make sure everybody's getting involved, so send me your wins, your updates. If you're calling out somebody in a promo, make sure you're sending that to me as well. Shout out to the real Dr. D who will send me stuff. Shout out to all the supporters, everyone out there, it's Black History Month, and, I definitely want to make sure this really hits home and turns the page. I'm very happy with what this has become. I really enjoy the fact that you have a lot of Black wrestlers out there doing their thing, a lot of wrestlers of color out there doing their thing, and making sure, want to give some love. We're giving love to all wrestlers on Break It Down Friday on the Wrestle Realm, but it was just, this is for the ones of the color. I just want to make sure, we put on for the culture. So, but that'll do it, folks. Until the next time, so long, everybody. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Wrestling for the Culture. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit subscribe down below, and make sure you check out other content brought to you by myself and the real Dwayne Allen.